Hey folks, I'm in Addiscombe, and in this video I'm going to walk along Lower Addiscombe Road. That may not sound too exciting in itself, but believe me, there's so much to see, certainly on the architectural side, and I will do my best to tell the best story of Lower Addiscombe Road. Without further ado, let's get on our way. It was a case of where am I going to start the video, and whilst this is generally about the shops and trying to avoid the lorries. Congratulations, lorry driver, you're now on YouTube. I cannot let it go without showing off some of these beauties along here. Amazing houses. They really don't make them like that anymore. 179 with those, I mean, don't do a lintel. Do a decorative lintel and fascias and steps and archways, and perhaps a slightly newer one there. I think these were generally built around about the turn of the previous century, perhaps a little bit earlier. So Ingalls Road we've got on the right, and Nicholson Road and Grant Road, all part of one of the local sort of heritage areas or areas of special interest. And as they were one of the first residential areas that got developed, people needed shops to buy stuff. So this rather stylish parade is one of the early ones. One of the first to appear on the map. Addiscombe DIY there. Looks like it's been there a long time. So I'll just get past the bus stop. Lovely sharp gables at the top there. So we've got some symmetry going on here. We've got the three gables in the middle, three standard roofs, and then a gable end one end, another three, and the gable end on the other end. So much more of an intention, a proper plan, a desire to please the eye in those days. It was just the done thing, and now it's just, how can I fill a gap? Quite sad, really. So this is where I covered in my focus on some of the houses in Bingham Road, arts and crafts style. But this was also one of the early-ish terraces here of shops. The old bank building. I think the chemist might have been there for a while, Larchwood. This is perhaps not so old here. So we've actually got a complete duplicate here. Three gables in the middle, three without, and one on each end. Wonderful that they actually put that into the plan. Back in the day, you would be teased by what the shops had on offer, and you'd be looking in the shop windows as you went by, or just rushing around trying to get your food for dinner and so on. Now we perhaps look at our phones or just don't really look up. I'll never apologise for keep requesting that you look up, because you will be rewarded. And really nice corner finishes as well on that property. There's some work being done on the final plot there before the tram line. Amazing. I'm not going to focus as much on this side, it's a little bit newer. That building there, which is still in exactly the same style, but literally just the two ends. It's like they didn't, or they weren't able to build anymore because there was a railway line there. This is the Addiscombe tram stop. It was formerly site of the Bingham Road station that was up on a higher level. So they reused the line, and that goes back towards Sandylands Junction. For quite some time after that first initial set of houses were built, there was just grassland over the road here, and then these came along. Got a reasonable amount of age to them. And again, like the domestic house building, it took a number of years and some sort of piecemeal developments here and there. But by the 1930s, mid-1930s, pretty much was developed as we see it today. So all the roads between Bingham Road and Lower Addiscombe Road were all built upon, and Woodside Court building had gone then. Wasn't Freshco in Coronation Street once? Anyway, a different one. So we still see certain nods to the time, the gable styling up there. Not the other mock Tudor attributes that we see on some properties, but notable all the same. And then we've got, I'd say, a bit more classical Art Deco, starting where Addiscombe Households is. We see the symmetry, herringbone brickwork above the word local from Sainsbury's Local. And a bit like West Wickham, actually. West Wickham, they've sort of rendered and painted it a bit more. And one of those buildings that I almost feel I should say I shouldn't like it, but I do. The Telephone Exchange building. They're just built so wonderfully. I think it's the symmetry that gets me, and the just lovely brickwork. Very functional, but still with some style to it. Always takes the eye. And then starting with the hair salon, Tevan Road over there. A little bit of a different mix. Just the one story and the pitch roof. So yes, once upon a time, Woodside Court occupied the land behind here. These would all be in the grounds. And to my right, just where Baring Road is, linked to my Bingham Road video. Fields, almost as far as the eye could see. Back to the other side. Most of the shops are on this side. There are some up here on my right. And that is Woodside Court Road itself over there. Coughlin's Bakery, good local business. I let these tell their own story, really. I would say these were the last to be built. So in the mid-30s. Bit of work going on the co-op. At the rear of which is the remaining part of the Woodside Court building. Here we've got some eateries, wine, off-licence and stores. There's a Domino's Pizza. And where that final building, slightly taller building is where the Black Horse pub was. I'm going to pop over there. There's a couple of things I wanted to point out. A quick glance at some of these along here. Cross over the road. And we've got the famous sign here. And a little bit about it. This sign is located close to the site of the Black Horse pub. There were several inns and pubs on this site from the 16th century until 2004. The Black Horse on the sign represents the name of the old pub, and the Officer Dragoon is from the East India College, which was nearby. Officer Dragoons were once the pub's most frequent visitors. I don't know the exact significance of this building, but the Officer Dragoon motif exists up there, and also there, and there. It's possibly the boundary of the old pub. Another view of the remaining shops over the side. Pretty certain that was a Barclays on the corner. Maybe you're going to tell me in the comments, but we've certainly got 1914 on the top there, so perhaps when it was built, likely. And a nice archway there on the gable. We've got my dentist over the road, and I don't know how old that sign is, R.W. Gilliam. But anyway, so the first few shops here, and then it joins up with the old Black Horse location. I won't do the whole thing back again going the other way, back to the car. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that little walk along Lower Addiscombe Road. I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I've now covered Addiscombe in a number of different sort of pockets. So if you like the video, please hit like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit subscribe. And if you'd like to support me with a couple of quid a month, please hit join. I'd really appreciate that. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.